One thing's for certain and two things for sure. I know this microphone better be on today because y'all, listen, I recorded this episode and a couple of other pod episodes on my recording days, and the mic was off the entire time. Y'all, when I tell y'all I was so doggone mad, I couldn't hardly breathe. I was that mad about my mic not being on, but it's all good. This is take two. Let me double check. Okay, all right. The mic is on. The mic is on. What's up, family, and welcome back to another episode of the Melanin Wellness Podcast. I'm your host, Corey Dunn, and I am here to help you navigate life's ups and downs while keeping your mental and emotional health intact this holiday season. Now, today we're going to be talking about why some people may not even be feeling the spirit for real, for real. Like, the holidays is not always a joyous time for everybody, and it's important for us all to understand that not everybody, relishes in that. This year, I'm gonna be honest, to me it's kind of blah this year. I'm not feeling as jovial as I have in past years. Definitely not like I did last year. Last year was much different. I don't really know why. I'm sure the answer will come to me down the line, but yeah, I'm not really feeling all that joyous, but that's okay. We're going to celebrate. We're going to go onward and upward anyway, because I do have children and grandchildren that are coming through, and I want them to have a wonderful experience. But before we hop into today's topic, y'all know how we do over here. We always start every single episode with 30 seconds of gratitude. And so today I am very grateful for opening my eyes today. That was the first thing that I said when I opened my eyes this morning. I said, God, I'm thankful that you allowed me to open my eyes again today. So I'm very grateful for just waking up this morning. I'm also grateful for my health, because the crazy part is that I suffer from anaphylaxis from certain things. So I am allergic to certain things to the point to which it causes anaphylactic reaction. And so I was having a dream that I could not breathe, that my throat was closing and I could feel it. And in that dream, that felt so real to me that I literally woke up in the middle of the night gasping for air. So I am grateful for my health, right? Because that dream was real, y'all. And finally, I am grateful for a warm, safe place to rest my head every night, a warm, safe place to be throughout the day when I'm working and when I come back from wherever my travels may take me. I am so grateful for that as well. That might have been more than 30 seconds of gratitude, which it usually is, and it's all good. I ain't worried about that, because when we are living in a space of gratitude, it allows us to open the door for other things. Because if you're not grateful for what you already have, you cannot possibly expect to receive more. All right, now, y'all, I am just getting over a cold or something. I don't even know what it was, but yeah, so hopefully I can get through this without too much interruption. But let's get into it. So it is the holiday season, right? And it is the time that is supposed to be the most wonderful time of the year. But let's be real, it can actually feel like the most stressful time of the year, especially this season. With everything that's going on currently, the to-do list, the family dynamics, and even the aftermath of the recent election, you may not be feeling super festive, and that's okay. It's perfectly okay. Because like I stated before, I'm really not feeling it all like that this year. So let's talk about how to keep your peace, honor your feelings, and to actually find moments of joy, even when life and the holidays don't quite look like you expect them to. So the first thing that I want to discuss is acknowledging your feelings, acknowledging whatever it is that you're feeling right now. So understand that it is okay if you're disappointed, frustrated, or even heartbroken about the recent election results and all of the madness that is currently happening. Because, like, even before inauguration day, it's just turning into this space of negativity. That's the best way to describe it. And it can get very frustrating to constantly hear it and see it. So it's okay to feel whatever you're feeling. Um, because there are a lot of us who had such high hopes, who felt such joy and such hope for our future. And I honestly was one of those folks. I hadn't felt that level of hope and joy since President Barack Obama. And so, when things went the way that they went, it definitely took me a little bit of time to process. And there are still some of us who are still processing. And it's really sucks, especially for it to be during this season when you are supposed to feel happy and you're supposed to be together in family gatherings and such. And so that pressure and expectation can be a lot. So here's the thing: you don't have to pretend like everything is okay just because it's the holidays. It's all good for you to, for real, be like, you know what, I ain't feeling it. Give yourself permission to feel whatever you're feeling. A great tool for this is going to be journaling. I talked about this all the time. And in fact, if you want to go back to the episode where I talk about journaling for healing and how great a tool journaling is. It is a great way to get out your emotions without any judgment, because nobody's ever going to see it. It's yours, it's personal, and you get to keep it that way. Right. And if you're comfortable, you can always find somebody that you can talk to, someone that you can feel comfortable speaking with and comfortable, you know, letting it all out. Somebody who gets it. You know what I mean? Somebody who just gets it. Remember, it ain't your job to force holiday cheer on yourself. It ain't nobody's job, to be honest. And if your heart is not there right now, that's fine. That's okay. And it doesn't even, this doesn't just apply to the holiday season. This can apply to at any point in your life. Acknowledging your feelings doesn't mean that you're being negative or a Debbie Downer or that you're trying to ruin the mood or be a party pooper or any of those things. It simply means that you're being real and you are saying, yo, this is how I feel. And being real is where healing begins. Because how many times in our lives have we been placed in situations where we've had to pretend like we were okay? We've had to pretend that we felt something that we really didn't. That didn't work out well, at least not for me. I'll just speak for myself. But I have stuffed my true feelings down before plenty of times. And it did not work out well for me, because eventually those true feelings come to the surface and you will often have a reaction. And it's often what is considered an overreaction to something very small, when it is really not even about what you really got mad about in the first place. Now let's talk about setting up the boundaries that you need to protect your peace during the season. So let's talk about how holidays can bring people together, right? It can. And to be honest, one of the things that I love the most about the holidays is that it does bring my little family unit together. My husband, my kids, we get to spend quality time together that we often don't get throughout the year, because there's so much going on constantly. So getting that intimate time where we are playing board games, baking cookies, making hot chocolate, popping popcorn, joking around, watching movies and TV shows, having sit down dinners, and like all of those things. The holidays give us that opportunity. So I love that about the holidays. But even though it can bring you closer together, it can bring a lot of tension. So, if you have other family members that you are going, if you're going to larger family gatherings, or having family members come in, if it's that family member that wants to debate politics over dinner, or they want to talk about what somebody did to them in the past and go over grievances at the dinner table, or the pressure for you to show up at every single event that you are invited to, it's okay to say no. It is okay to say, this is beyond my abilities and my capability, my scope right now. So I just can't. And you don't owe anybody an explanation. Please understand that no is a whole sentence. There is no quantifying statement needed, nor is there an explanation needed after the word no. No is just no. And if you're not ready to talk about the election with people that come around, those that truly do love and respect you, and you say, hey, I'm not, I'm focusing on positives right now, and I'd rather not get into politics right now in this season. And if they love you and they respect you, they will respect that and they'll find something else to talk about. And if they don't, well, you know what we can do about that. Because if being around certain people or situations feels too overwhelming or too much pressure, it's okay to just skip the whole thing. Boundaries are not walls, they are gates. And you get to decide what and who comes through those gates. I remember telling my therapist some time ago that my mental health is now in a gated community. And it is. And if you cannot respect me or the way I roll at this point in time, you will be placed on the outside of said community. And you will not be granted permission to come back inside. Because at the end of the day, in order for me to show up and be the best version of myself to all the people who need me to be, I don't have time to be dealing with folks that don't respect my boundaries and don't respect my peace and honor me in that way. And same goes for you. Now, we've talked about honoring your feelings and setting those boundaries. And so I want to shift just a little bit to something a little lighter, which is finding small intentional moments of joy. I just touched on one a few minutes ago when I was talking about the joy that I get from being with my family during the holiday season. The large meals, the eating until we pass out, the laughing, the laughing, the laughing, the cooking together, the movies, the board games, all of those things, they absolutely bring me so much joy. So here, remember, joy doesn't have to be these big Pinterest perfect moments. It doesn't have to be the moments that I was just discussing. It can be found in little things like a quiet cup of tea or hot cocoa or coffee if you drink it before the house wakes up. My family is so busy all the time. We are always on the go. And so first thing in the morning before everyone rises is one of my favorite times of day because I can get some complete peace and quiet. No TVs, no social media, no phones, nobody's talking, nobody's walking, the dog's not barking, nothing. It's just quiet. And there is a joy in that stillness, right? Watching your favorite holiday movie in fuzzy socks, right? All right. So recently I watched a movie called Meet Me Next Christmas on Netflix. I don't know if you've heard of it or not, but it was an absolutely adorable movie, and it starred Christina Milian, Kofi Sorobi from Queen Sugar, and DeVale Ellis from Tyler Perry's show Sisters. I absolutely loved that movie. Like, and for me, it was so refreshing to see a movie with a all black cast, pretty much. And it being such a joyful and funny and sweet movie, because oftentimes our movies, when we see our movies, especially holiday movies, it is centered around the loss of someone or some type of sadness or family secrets coming out or things of that nature. Don't get me wrong, those movies are good, and I have watched every single one of them several times over. However, I absolutely love the joy that this movie brought me. I've watched it 3 times already. So if you haven't checked it, check it out. It's really, really good. Also, giving yourself permission to turn your phone off for a few hours and just be. Digital detoxes are an absolute must for me all year long, but especially during the holiday season. And the reason I say that is because sometimes we can find ourselves looking at the photos and videos of other people on social media and start playing a comparison game about how your tree doesn't necessarily look like that, or your house isn't decorated this way, or their family looks like they're so happy and you don't feel like yours is quite that way. So, like, don't even do that to yourself. Your situation is your situation. And find small, meaningful moments in which to celebrate and be joyous and be happy about. Because trust me, there's plenty of time to be negative and be upset and angry and anxious about stuff. If you can, give yourself this time. But one of my favorite things to do is to create a gratitude list. Now, I do this in conjunction with the preparation for my 6 month, my year end 6 month vision board. So at the end of each year, I create a vision board for what I want to see in my life for the next 6 months. And then I do it again at the 6 month point of the following year. Or sometimes those things come to fruition so fast, I need to create a new one. But no matter what, at the end of every single year, I like to create one, and I create a gratitude list. And it goes with me manifesting what I want to see in the next 6 months of my life. And I'm not minimizing what's hard, right? So understand, gratitude isn't minimizing what's hard, but it is simply reminding me of what's still good, of all the things that I have to be grateful for. That's one of the reasons I start every episode out with gratitude, because your gratitudes may be completely different than mine. And I have so much more to be grateful for than the three things that I list at the top of the show. However, those are the three that I choose. And then I choose different ones each show. And it continuously goes throughout my day. And I find things to be grateful for, right? Gratitude doesn't erase the hard stuff. We know that. But it does help you see the light that is still shining through. I want to tell you guys a quick little story. The other day, I was driving my car and I was looking at my rear windshield, and it was so dirty that I couldn't see through it. And I remember getting a tad bit upset with myself because I said, girl, wait, what are you doing? Because first of all, I keep my car clean, clean, clean. But the last month or so, I had been down in the dumps a bit, feeling sorry for myself about some things, upset about stuff. And I allowed the things that I do to wane. And I'm like, well, wait. And something, I don't know where it came from, but all of a sudden I realized that I was not practicing gratitude for my car. And that might seem like, wait, what do you mean? Let me explain. My car takes me anywhere I need to go. The fact that I can afford the car that I drive, I'm grateful for that. And so when I am not taking care of my car, keeping it clean inside and out, that doesn't say I'm grateful for it. That doesn't send the message to God, to the universe, to say, I'm grateful for what you've given to me. That says I'm complaining and I'm being upset about something that I cannot control most times. So I got myself together and I stopped at the car wash, which I pay for a car membership every month. So no excuses. And I went and I washed my car. And not only did I apologize to God and ask God, forgive me for being ungrateful, for acting ungrateful, I asked my car to forgive me for treating it like I wasn't grateful for it. Now, again, that might sound silly, but if you listen to it, you'll get exactly what I'm talking about. How you feel about something reflects in how you treat it. Same thing for your house, same thing for the way you dress. Nobody's saying that you have to go out and have, wear designer clothes every time you leave the house, but you should go out the house looking presentable. You should go out the house looking like you are grateful for what you have. And you can make that thing shake, because when you are grateful, it opens the door for more. Now let's get off of gratitude, y'all, because this ain't even about no gratitude, and I done went into a whole diatribe about it. And let's talk a little bit about self-care, because the best gift that you can give to anyone, especially during the holiday season, and including to yourself, is your healthiest, most grounded version of you. So make some time for some movement, even if it's just a 10-minute stretch, a few minutes of deep breathing exercises, or a quick walk outside, right? Like I get up and I exercise every single day. And that's one of the reasons why I decided to create my community, which I'm not going to get too much into, but it is a safe place where you can come and get your exercise, get your movement in every day in 20 minutes or less. I recommend, I understand and recognize that everybody is super busy, including myself. And I recognize that everybody wants to be in shape. People want to be fit, but you can't find the time to do so. But again, I'll come back to that. Make sure you're nourishing your body with foods that make you feel good. And please remember to hydrate. Because it's very easy to forget to hydrate in the winter when the temperatures get cooler, simply because you don't feel thirsty all the time because it's not so hot and you're not sweating as much as you may normally sweat. Now, I'm going to tell you something that I learned about hydration, that everybody, the amount of hydration, the amount of liquid and water that everybody needs each day is different based upon everybody's body shape and body chemistry and body composition. I learned this because I had gone to the doctor for my annual uh, wellness visit, and my doctor asked me why was my urine the color of water, and I told him, "Oh, I just drink water. I have this large bottle, and I fill it up, and I drink it, and I fill it up several times a day." And he said to me, "You are waterboarding your kidneys." And if you are not careful, you're going to cause a bigger issue with your kidneys. So I need you to back off a little bit. I love sharing these weird stories with y'all because, like, I just be doing stuff, y'all. I do. I do. Anyway, most importantly, I want you to take some time to rest. I talked about this in a couple episodes back. Be intentional about your rest. Take naps if you need them. Sleep when you can. And don't feel guilty for carving out some quiet time for yourself, to give your mind time to clear, to give your nervous system a few moments to reset. Rest is productive, especially when everything around you feels chaotic. I already stated that, I have been severely under the weather these past couple of weeks. Well, I'll say it's been about a week. It's been probably about 10 days or so. And that is really all I could do, was sleep. And clearly that's what my body needed, was rest. So as we head into the holiday season, y'all, please remember it's okay for things to look different this year. It's okay to feel what you feel, to say no, and to prioritize the things and people who truly matter to you. As I was stating before, about my community, if you are wanting to find a place, a safe space to find your movement, find a way to get in some good movement, some quick movement, some effective movement, please join the community. I will have the community in the show notes so that you can join me. I'd love to have you. Remember, you're not alone in this. We are navigating this holiday season. We are navigating this post-election drama. We are navigating this new world as the way things are going to be together. And if no one has told you lately, I am proud of you. I am proud of how you keep showing up for yourself and for everyone else, even when it's hard. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the Melanin Wellness Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to the show and leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or wherever it is you listen to your podcast, Spotify, wherever. And if this episode resonated with you, please share it with someone who might need a little holiday sanity check too. So until next time, family, take care of yourself. You deserve it. And happy holidays.